Welcome back, guys. Stephanie Hunter here from Hamilton, New Zealand, and my fabulous friend with all the information from Pi here, New Zealand, Karen Crichton. Say g'day, Karen.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome back, guys. We've got another really interesting tidbit for you today. Blown away by this. I didn't know much about bentonite clay, and Karen's about to educate us all on this. So we kind of had a chat about whether we call this I'm Back in New Zealand video, or whether we talk about this as the Nutritional Nuggets. And some of our videos are going to have a grey line between what they're going to be defined as, because they cover so many, if not all three of them actually, in our backyard. And I'm Back in New Zealand, and Nutritional Nuggets and bentonite clay is so beneficial. It covers all of them. So Karen, take us away. What is the bentonite clay, please?
Okay, bentonite clay is composed of the earth that has been dried in the sun and then basically sold in many different forms. But this particular bentonite clay is renowned within natural health practitioners because personally I've used it for many, many years for helping cleanse the colon, basically. Because what it does, as a colonic irrigation, ex-colonic irrigation therapist, so I used to do colonics, and we used to get clients to do cleanses, and there were two different cleanses. One was a sort of laxative, like herbs that actually helped with the liver and everything else, and then we did drawing type product, which was using bentonite clay as the main player, and then we added charcoal and a bit of fennel to stop any griping, and I think we added slippery elm as well. But the main player was bentonite clay, and I really wanted to talk to you about it because it actually helps draw toxicity from parts of the body, and it draws it into the bowels and helps take it out. And when we were talking about diatomaceous earth, diatomaceous earth can help kill off. We've done a video, I won't go into that, but we've done a video on diatomaceous earth. So if you're interested in cleansing, then that's a product to really look into. But when you add bentonite clay to a cleanse, it helps draw any toxicity that has been released from organs or various different systems, the cellular matrix. It helps draw that into the colon and be eliminated. So that's what I typically have used it for, but it also has a huge amount of other uses. So you can use it topically, so you can use it for healing skin conditions. So if you have eczema or eczema and psoriasis and all of those sorts of things, then it's really useful. You can mix it with some beautiful oil, and then you can use it as a drawing ointment type thing to draw toxicity out. So it aids at all forms of detoxification processes. So a lot of body wraps use bentonite clay to draw toxicity out of the skin.
So if I might just jump in there, Karen, can I just say, would that be good for a face mask then, for acne issues?
You have to be a bit careful with it because it can be a bit drying. So you'd need to use oil with that. But yes, it definitely would. And it might be worth adding a couple of essential oils to help with acne. So there's different types of acne, of course, and so it would depend on the type of acne, what essential oils you'd want to add into it, but definitely. But the thing is, if you have acne, very often you might be producing, you feel as if you're producing too much oil, and so you try to draw that out. But what happens is if you apply oil to acne, it acts like a homeopathic, so it actually can calm it down. So
amazing.
That's another video, I think, probably. And so it can also, bentonite clay can also help support, as well as digestive health, respiratory processes too, because if you have congestion within your system, so if you've got lots of mucus, it's not just going to be confined to the lungs, it's going to be throughout the whole body. So if you're actually helping getting rid of mucus, then it sort of helps other parts of the body as well. So although it might appear that you're using it for bowel cleansing, that's a whole big story, because it actually can help the whole of your body. Bentonite clay also can be used as a mouthwash because it can really help with dental health. And it's also got nutrients in, and I'll go to that in a minute. but it also, because of the toxin removal, can also help with weight loss. So really good. So bentonite clay can help your body in several ways. Helps expel toxins and heavy metals, like we talked about. And it has antibacterial properties, so it can help with things like E. coli and other viruses like staph. So if you're prone to staphylococcal infections or skin eruptions, then doing a cleanse is a really, really good idea. It contains quite a lot of calcium, magnesium, silica, sodium, copper, iron, and potassium. It can help nourish your skin and hair by balancing oil production and removing dead skin cells. So if you're doing it, like we talked about, is by doing a sort of like a body wrap or a sort of facial cleanse, then you can do it like that. So it clears clogged pores and help fight bacteria. So if it's bacterial acne, it can certainly help. Stephanie, answer.
So what oils would you use? Sorry, I'm pushing on this because I'm finding this absolutely fascinating. What oil would you use for facial or for the body wrap? I mean, immediately I go to extra virgin olive oil because I love the stuff to taste. But is it any good as part of this?
Absolutely it is. And it's also the most easily available too. So, I mean, why wouldn't you use something that's really easily available? You'll probably have it in your cupboard right now. So by just getting one product, you can mix it together and it can make a multitude of different products. And so you can have it as a facial, you can have it as a skin. What I used to do is I used to use a mixture of bentonite clay with a bit of olive oil, and I used to make a tea out of what tea was it I used to make that we used to mix up with ginger tea. So I used to make a ginger tea, and which you simmer, by the way, for about 15-20 minutes to get all the extracts out. Leave it to cool. Then you mix the bentonite clay and a bit of olive oil. You don't need a lot, bit of olive oil, and then you make your body wrap. And that actually can help you lose inches. It's amazing. Amazing.
Wow. I see a shortage in olive oil coming up now.
Yeah. So it's really interesting. So just making a tea out of ginger will help stimulate as well. So it's really, and it smells nicer too than it would if it didn't have anything nice in it. So there's so many things to talk about with bentonite clay, but it's a really good product that you can easily use. It's easily available. There's actually some available from New Zealand, being as we live in New Zealand, Stephanie. I think it's really important that we talk about Pure South, which comes from the South Island, and it's pretty obvious really when it says Pure South. And this is a really fine, beautiful bentonite clay, because there's bentonite clay and there's bentonite clay. And so there's some other ones that come from other parts of the world that are also very beautiful, but it's a really good quality product. You can get them in capsules or you can have it in powder.
Fabulous. Oh, we could go on and on and on. Because again, as with every time you say something, Karen, every time you give us a subject to think about, my mind just starts to ping up all these questions. But I'm going to say that's for a private conversation between Karen and I after this video, so I don't bore you all. But I do invite you, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them down below in the comments box here, or you can contact Karen directly. Karen does run her own clinic in from Hipai here in New Zealand. Now, what Karen hasn't told us, or what I haven't told you about Karen, is she's got 35 plus years experience behind her. Okay, so pretty phenomenal. And the fact that Karen is gifting us with all this information just from a heart, a space of heart, and allowing us all to learn from her wisdom is phenomenal. So thank you, Karen, for once again sharing in your copious amounts of information. If you want to contact Karen, please do. I'm also going to ask you to make sure you subscribe to this channel, and then right beside the word subscribe, just below us is a little bell. Make sure the bell is highlighted as well, so you get all notifications for all the tidbits and the nuggets that we're going to drop into this channel over the coming months. And also, I would ask you, please, to share this video to everybody that you can possibly think of, because we all need to know this information. We all need to know and be empowered about how to look after ourselves, to help ourselves heal, to help ourselves get more comfortable in our own skin, as the subject regarding bentonite clay has really brought to my attention. But my pet subject is to prevent illness in the first place. So prevention is always the best cure. And if you're empowered to know how to help yourself, then my dream is that you never get to the point where you need to be fixed in the first place. Okay, Ken, anything
Well,
else you'd like to add?
yeah, prevention is so much easier than cure. And just a word, your health is your wealth. It really is. If you don't have your health, then no amount of money in the world will ever be enough.
Beautiful. So that's a little bit to finish off from my perspective as well, as somebody who's doing a lot of mentoring with people during the time of change in 2020. And that is to not look at the cost of the product, but look at the investment in the product. Look at the cost effectiveness. You're going to hear me saying that a lot now. So some people look at a cost and go, oh, I can't afford that. Well, honey, your health is absolutely absolutely worth it. So with bentonite clay, you don't need an awful lot of it in order to do its job. So whatever the cost is, you're going to get a lot of use out of that. So break it down to use cost per unit if you want to.
It's a very good value product again, Stephanie. It's really, really inexpensive, but so valuable.
And I'm finding this, Karen, the more we go and through our videos, I do research behind the scenes and I'm looking at all of this, I'm finding the actual investment up front for people is actually very, very cost effective, considering all the options that each product is bringing to people. It's fantastic. So once again, if you've got any questions, reach out to Karen and her clinic. I'll put the details down below in this video, and or go online for yourself. We do really encourage you to do your own due diligence. We're here to give you information. We're not here to tell you what to do. We're here to give you snippets and ideas that makes you curious enough for you to go down that rabbit hole all by yourself, okay? But we're here if you want someone to walk with you. Okay, so thank you. Be well, be safe, be happy, and until we meet again, haere rā. See you later.
Bye for now.